Well, hello, SkyDiva's. Oh my God, I don't even know where to begin. It has been a minute. It has really, truly been a minute. Probably what before COVID or right during COVID. I don't even know, but it's gonna catch you guys up. So I was off for maybe 3 months during COVID or whatever, and I did my little side jobs and hustles to make some money, and I've been flying. Um, I think what June, I think I went back to work. Yeah, something like that. So been on reserve in Houston, and reserve is reserve. Nothing has changed. It's just reserve. Um, I'm nowhere near a line. Um, since COVID, the lines fluctuate depending on if anyone's taking a VTO or anything like that. And so it is what it is. It's just straight reserve. Really, not much has changed for that. Um, Flying through the pandemic has been fine. You have those rare occasions where you have somebody who doesn't want to comply, but I haven't personally experienced any like hostile um, from anyone. Whatever, you might just have to repeat yourself, once or twice or what have you. But that is it. I'm still doing my flying. I still love it. I still do all my little side hustles on the side. I do so much stuff, but you have to make ends meet. The one hustle that I did add was a notary, but I do loan signings now, so that is another addition to my um, hustle that I do. And then I'm also working on another one, but once that is complete, then I'll share more about that. But gotta stay hustling. You gotta stay hustling. What else? COVID. It's real. My daughter's father was 48 years old. He died November the 25th of this year from COVID unexpectedly. Um, Clocked in at work and walked away from the time clock and passed out, and he didn't make it. So we buried him about a week and a half later, and Christmas Day was the 1 month anniversary for his death, and it's been kind of hard. And so for me, it's just like a stress factor, especially when I had to go back to work, and then people with this mask, and I'm like, I can't deal. And then for me, a couple of weeks ago, I got a phone call that I was exposed to someone that tested positive, and then everyone else who was around that person tested positive. So I immediately got off of my work trip and went and got tested, and then I tested positive, but I had no symptoms at all. I stayed in quarantine for my time frame, and I even went and got tested again because I didn't have any symptoms, and it told me that I had the flu also, but I didn't have symptoms of either or. So I don't know whether I had COVID or the flu. I went to two different facilities, and I had all the tests from antibodies, rapid, and the other one. And so I don't know. I didn't want to take any chances. So I just stayed quarantined because I didn't want my daughter to be around me if I was sick. And then I'm like, if I'm a carrier, if I'm asymptomatic, I, really don't want to be around anyone. But pretty much I stay clean, keep my gloves on, wear my mask. I wipe down the plane when I get on. When I come home, I have a COVID routine. So come through the garage, spray down my bags, take off my clothes, put them in the wash, because I come into the washroom, put everything in the wash, leave my bag outside until a day or two, depending on when my next trip is. Go in the house, shower, and I'm just constantly wiping down stuff, because I don't want to bring anything home, and I don't want to give anything to my mom who has underlying conditions. So that is the main thing, is trying to stay safe and fly safe during these times. I have 6 more months to go on my Invisalign, so I'm ready to get that out of the way, because these things here, ooh, I don't know what to say, but I was best investment I've ever made for myself anyway, because it's something I've been wanting to do for forever. But trying to talk and do those announcements with braces or Invisalign is, whew, on top of wearing a mask, it ain't no joke. It's not a joke whatsoever. But that's all been going on with me. The company wise, we didn't get our new uniforms that we were supposed to get on the Delta side. All that was pushed on hold, especially since COVID pushed a lot of things on hold. But the good news is that all those new hires and people who received CJOs in the midst of COVID and got sent home from training class, and or who never heard back, with the training date because of COVID, are being called back right now. So I think we even had one class, just the first class, the class that was like a week or two away from graduating during COVID. They all just graduated Friday, so they should be getting their IOEs pretty soon. I believe they all got sent to San Francisco, San Diego, Boise, I believe Phoenix, and I could be missing one or two. I'm just off the top of my head. Those are the bases that they're going to. Our Portland base and our Detroit base downsized. So a lot of those flight attendants had to switch bases and go to other bases because they downsized. But company also said that they were going to hire 1,800 flight attendants in 2021. With that being said, if you go on the website right now today, nothing is up on the website about hiring events, because what I believe they're going to do is finish all those trainees that were in training and had to leave because of training, because of COVID, bring all those trainees back if they're still interested, get them done. Then all those people that they offered CJOs to, get them scheduled if they're still interested, a training class. Get them out of the way, see how many that is, see how many more they need, and then determine, I guess, how many recruitment events or they're going to have, and how many they're going to hire, how many more they need to hire, because I know there were a lot of people who got their CJOs, but I mean, it's been months, like almost a year, and so people probably, went on to something else, went back to their job. They may not have been able to wait, and now they're getting a call back. They may not be able to adjust again. So just never know. But the positive side is that they're going to be hiring 1,800 flight attendants in 2021. So that is amazing. That's a good thing, and we need you. So come on. Someone asked me, why are they hiring so many? Or what happens? Why people leave? It'll be 3 years for me in April. And when I first started with the company, my seniority as a flight attendant was like 3,700 or something like that, 3,799, almost. I'm gonna say rounded off to 4,000, really. And now I'm at 26. So, and that's flight attendant. So in 3 years. And a lot of people quit in the first year, and they may quit for whatever their reason is, but they say the main reason is, one is it wasn't what they thought it was going to be. They can't adjust to being away from home, being away from their kids, being away from their families, trying to commute, even though the company advises you that you cannot commute your first year, but people still try to go home on their days off because they miss their loved ones and they can't move and relocate. So they get caught up having to call out because they can't make their flight and they can't miss work, trying to come back and forth to work, because it's not as easy as it seems. It's not like People say, well, you can be based in one base, but then you can drop all your trips in that base and you can pick up in your home base. No, it's not that simple. In a perfect world, it would be. I know when I was in Chicago and Dallas, I couldn't drop nothing, and pick up from Houston. That's what I would wanted to do, but I never could. So people get that, and it's too much for them. Also, so being late or having to use your time, and they run out of time because your first year you're on probation, so you only have so many days that you can miss, and people go over those days because of commuting or because they can't adjust. Some people also come on to the company as a stepping stone while they're waiting on an offer from somewhere else, whether it's a mainline airline or another regional airline. And they could be, working and then get that call, and then they're out. They're going to go and take that job. So the first year is the roughest and the hardest year. You'll be able to know if you're going to stay or go within your first year. That's why when people always ask, and I tell them, do your research on the companies and figure out, can you live off of this money? Because, the pay for the first few years, even now, is not any money at all. And unless you're straight out of high school and never had a job ever in your life, then you might think it's some money. But if you have a career and you had a career and you were making, I'm just gonna say the minimum of 40,000 a year or 35,000 a year, and that's just on the low end. And then you come and make this money, you're like, what? Wait, what FICA talking about? Um, something missing. And then you get on the little chat and you're like, how do you break guarantee? And what's this and what's that? Because you're trying to figure out why your check is $700 or less. So, you have to do your research on the company, and people will tell you, oh, well, I make such and such because I pick up, but it's not even easy to just pick up. It depends on how many days you have off, if you're legal for it. So I tell people all the time, calculate the hourly pay times the minimum guarantee of 76 hours, and that's it. Don't include per diem, don't include picking up hours, just 76 hours times the hourly salary. Can you live off of that? Do you need to move home with your mama or your sister or get a roommate? Can you live off that? Because per diem is not guaranteed. While I'm sitting on reserve in Houston during COVID, a lot of times I haven't been used, so I've just been getting straight reserve pay, and that's 34 hours a month. I mean, not a month, every 2 weeks with no per diem, minus, my insurance and my 401k and all that. So you can imagine, I ain't have no check, basically. So you can't count on your per diem. Then I couldn't pick up any trips because the way my schedule was built, there was not anything that I was legal to pick up to pick up those extra hours. So that was another issue. So yeah, if you are able to work out your schedule to where you can pick up, but when you're new and you're learning how to bid and then trying to get your schedule just right so that you can have that flexibility to pick up other trips, then hey, but just don't count on it. So that's one thing. If you make it past the first year, it's good. It's all good. So I'm excited for the new hires. I'm ready. Training. Get ready for training. There's a lot of groups on Facebook that can prepare you, to training. Everybody always asks, so what, how do you get through training? And if you ask me, this is what I'm gonna say. You study, you stay focused, mind your business. Don't get in no mess, don't get in no drama. Mind the business that pays you. Don't be worried about what anybody else is doing and what else they got to say and who's doing what and who's friends with whom and who would, just be on time. Don't oversleep. Set your alarm clock. Set your alarm clock on your watch. Set your alarm clock on your phone. Set your alarm in your room to make sure that you're up on time, because you cannot be not even a second late to class. This year, I believe during COVID, they're doing training a little differently. This is only what I heard. This is not what I know. So this is what people have told me that's going on now, is that you have virtual training on certain days, like like school with your computer, your laptop, or something. You have virtual training. You're not sharing a room with anyone right now. And then they have certain days that you have to go to the training center, and you're broken off in groups or pods or what have you. So it's not a whole bunch of you all together. So I don't know anything about the hours that the virtual learning is. Is it 8 hours? Is it more hours that you're sitting in front of a computer watching an instructor? If they have packets, I don't know how that is, but I do know part is virtual and part is hands-on. So that's new. The uniform criteria is the same. I'm sure they may have added some things for COVID now for sanitary purposes, but the dress code is still all black, all white. Now, some of y'all go overboard and thinking more into it than what you need to be. It's just black and white. It's just that simple. It's just black or white. Black or white. It don't matter. The material, polyester, rayon, silk, ribbed, whatever. It's just black or white. You're overthinking it. The packets are your best friend. The packets, I remember it's very, very, very specific. It tells you detail for detail what you need to bring. And I know some people are excited and they want to go, well, I'm just going to ask, are these shoes compliant? And they'll post a picture of some black shoes. Okay, they're black. I don't know what further information that you're looking for. They're just, you're overthinking it, and you don't have to. And I always tell people to refer to the packet, because just think about it. I went to training 3 years ago. We didn't even have a dress code. We had a dress code, but we didn't have color-coded dress code. It was just business, professional. But now things change. So you always want to refer to your packet. And I say that because you can't argue policy. You can't debate policy. So if you go into training and you have something on, and then a trainer pulls you to the side and questions you about what you have on, you can't say, well, Carmen Cita said on Facebook that this was allowed, that we can wear this. And they're like, well, who was she? She's nobody. She don't work in a training center. She's not a trainer. She's not a supervisor. She's not a manager. But if you say, well, it says so in the manual, in the policy, it says so right here in black and white, and you pull it out and you show them. You can't argue policy. You can't argue what's in the manual. You can argue what he said, she said, or what somebody said, or what they said. So you always just want to follow the policy. And it's just good practice for you to be able to think for yourself. You don't need confirmation from anybody. You just need to be able to think for yourself, because just think about it. Once you get in the air and you are in the air and you're by yourself on a 200, you don't have anybody to go ask questions to. You just have yourself. So you need to be confident in what you're doing, and in your ability to think for yourself and do for yourself without needing confirmation from anyone else to tell you what they think or what you should do. So, and anything that I even tell you, you don't gotta take my word. You can go read it for yourself. I'm just here to give you advice, but it's up to you to do your research and to look into it, and to be able to use your own mind and think for yourself, and not rely on other people to do your thinking for you. That's all I'm saying, and that's the mother in me, because I tell it to my kids all the time. So refer to your packet because things change all the time, and we're not privy to updates and what's going on in training now. We don't know anything about uniform and how you guys are picking out your uniforms and or what have you. And so you need to just refer to your packet. It tells you everything. It doesn't leave out anything. It tells you how to get to the training center, what you need to do when you get there, your flight arrangements, and who you need to call, what you can bring, what you can't bring, what's not in dress code, what is in dress code. I mean, it's like verbatim. It doesn't just say you can wear some black shoes. It says, and I'm going from when I was there, black shoes, leather or patent leather with a black sole of the shoe, and it must be closed all the way around. So no sandals, no open toes, no shoes with the sides missing, no clogs, no flip-flops. So just black sole. Shit don't matter if it have a buckle, it don't matter if it have a T-strap, it don't matter if it's a slide in. It black shoe with a black sole that's closed in all the way around. It don't care if it's pointy toe, round toe, square toe, pigeon toe. It doesn't matter. It's just specific. You don't need to. Let me tell you something, ladies. Y'all can take y'all heels, 3, 4, 5 inch heels if you want to training, and you're gonna be in pain and you're gonna regret it. Okay, you ain't got to be cute for nobody because y'all all gonna be wearing the same stuff every day, and after day 3 you're gonna be over it. Okay, so take you some comfortable shoes that can fit in your suitcase. Another thing, don't go spending a lot of money on new stuff. Go to Goodwill, go to Old Navy, go to JCPenney's, go, catch these sales, right? Because 31 days, and especially with COVID, you're going to be basically in your hotel room. And then on those few days you go to the training center, you can wear the same pair of black slacks. You can buy you 2, 3 pair of black slacks. You're going to rotate them. You can buy you a skirt or 2 and rotate your pants and your skirts. Your blouses, you have access to washing machines, so you can wash, so you don't need no 31 outfits. You can rotate your blouses, you can rotate your jackets. It's usually cold around this time, so look at when you're going to training, and you take any kind of winter coat, because your winter coat is just your personal coat. They're going to give you a company coat, but your winter coat to keep you warm, your coat doesn't have to be black. It's just your training wardrobe. So your black slacks, your black shoes, your white shirts, your black shirts, turtlenecks. If you wear blazers, blazers. If you wear cardigan sweaters, it don't matter if it's 1 button, 5 buttons, 6 buttons, 2 buttons, no buttons. Just a black sweater or cardigan. It don't matter if your jacket has buttons, say like down here or somewhere. It don't matter if they're gold, white, blue, whatever. It's just a black or white. So that's it. It's really simple, and I think that some of you guys are overthinking it, and you don't have to. It's really plain and simple. No smartwatches. Like, I couldn't have worn my this watch for training because it's a smartwatch, and no Apple Watches. Now, if you're just lollygagging around your room, going out to eat with your friends or whatever, you can wear your smartwatch. But for training purposes, you have to have a watch with a second hand. It don't matter what kind of watch it is, Seiko, Walmart, Family Dollar, it don't matter, so long as it has a second hand and you can tell time on it and it works. I went to Walmart and bought me this little cheap watch, and I'm glad I did, because when we were doing our drills and stuff and using that equipment, if I would have had I have a Michael Kors watch, I would have just been banging that up. I don't want to wear it to work, even to work on the plane now. I'm glad I have this rubber because I've gotten my watches stuck on the seats, the belt buckles, the galley latches and stuff. So you want to, be careful with that too. So just get you a little cheap watch. You don't have to go spend no thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars on no fancy watch. As long as it can tell time and it has second hand, you're good. They don't care about nails so long as you can work and you can function and you can write and you can do whatever chores you need to do with your nails. Don't care if they're red, if they're what color you have them. So long as you can work and do your job, nothing mentions about nails. You don't even have to wear makeup, you know. I think in the beginning they used to have something where you had to wear at least mascara and some type of lip tint or what have you, but I think they've changed the policy since then, so makeup is not even required. I didn't, I'm not going to even say much about that, but I don't 100% totally agree with that policy, but it is what it is. What else? Hair, you can wear braids. For us sisters, you can wear braids, you can wear your wigs, you can wear your natural hair, you can have a fro, you can be a bald head, you can be low cut fade, you can have some finger waves, it don't matter. Your hair color has to be a natural hair color. So you can't go all up in there with no blue and purple hair and rainbow colored hair or anything like that. It has to be something natural, whether it's blonde, brunette, black, red, reddish brown. You just, it has to be natural color. So that's, one thing about our company is they do not discriminate. They let you have your individual style and let you be yourself, and they don't try to dictate you in that way and tell you how you can and cannot wear your hair or anything like that. So that's one of the diverse things that our company does. It's like they let you be you, to a certain extent. What else about trading? You go there, just have fun. Just, ask your questions, meet your friends. These are people you're going to be knowing throughout your journey with the company. Gain your friends, and you don't have to like everyone doesn't have to like you. You don't have to make friends, and it's okay if you don't, because you're going there with a purpose, and if you make some friends, great. If you don't, that's fine too. You got the job, and that's what you're there for. Just, when you see something going on that don't concern you and you don't want to be in that, just go, I'm going to turn this way. I'm not in there. I'm trying to get my wings. I ain't got time to be dealing with what's going on over there. So that's all you have to do with that. Health insurance, that's going to be my last part. A lot of you guys are new. You've been on your parents' insurance. You never had your own insurance. So when it's time for you to choose your insurance, you have to choose what's best for you and your family and your health situation. For me, I have to see different specialists for different things, and I know when I need to go to the doctor, and so I choose a PPO plan because I like the freedom that I have to go to any doctor I want to go to, and I get to see all my specialists, and I get the flexible spending account because I know I'm gonna need some money to go pay for all this stuff, and it just gives me that freedom. I don't have to worry about not being able to meet my deductible or pay my deductible because I have it on my flexible spending account card. But if you are someone that just goes to the doctor every year just for your annual physical and checkup, then you don't need to spend all that money on a PPO insurance. You can get one of the other high deductible plans, and the deductible is very high, but you really don't go to the doctor but for your physical, and that's preventative, and so that is covered. And then you can get your HSA account, and the company matches the HSA, and they'll take money out of your check every 2 weeks that goes into your HSA, And if you do have to go to the doctor, you have that money in your HSA where you can go and pay for your copay or what have you. The dental and the vision is very inexpensive. Um, I have me and my kids on the dental and vision, but only me on my medical. I pay a crap load of money for my medical because of the plan that I chose. But I know that this year in 2021, I have a lot of things I have to take care of medically. I have to get my, I have to finish paying for my Invisalign. And then last year I had an aneurysm, and I have to have an annual test. So January of this year, I have to have another angiogram, which is very expensive, and it's a follow up and a checkup for my aneurysm. So I knew I was going to need to get this particular plan because the other plan is a high deductible plan. I think the deductible could be $3,000 or $5,000 or something like that. And I knew I wasn't gonna have no $3,000 and $5,000 just like that to go pay for this test that I'm gonna have to have coming up. So I had to choose the plan that I got now for that. So when you go on to the back to our office page and you go to benefits and it breaks down the insurance for you, you need to read it and then choose a plan that's best for you. The one thing that I always like to say regarding insurance, because a lot of people have no clue about it, they just see I have an insurance card and I can go to the doctor. And then when they get to the doctor and the doctor asks them for this money and they go, what? What? That is just robbery. Why y'all cost so much? And the thing is, it's not the doctor's office. This is our insurance. This is, what we pay for. A doctor can charge you whatever he wants to charge you for his services. It doesn't mean the insurance company is going to pay that fee though. But if you go to a doctor that's in network and has a contract with that particular insurance company, then they have a negotiated rate that they will pay for those services. And for that contract and for that rate, the insurance company says, hey, we're going to pay 80% of your employees' medical expenses. But before we pay this 80%, they have to pay, I'm talking about the PPO plan as an example, they need to pay a $500 deductible out of their pocket. Then, after they pay $500 worth of services out of their pocket, then we will come in and we will pay the 80% of the rest of the balance. Then, once they meet their out of pocket, their co-insurance, that other 20%, once they meet that part out of their pocket, then we're going to cover them 100% of their medical expenses in order for us to have this contract. So you have out-of-pocket expenses when you go to the doctor, and if the doctor wants to charge you $1,000 to walk in his door, he can if he wants to. That doesn't mean that the insurance company is going to pay $1,000. They're going to get that claim and they're going to say $1,000 for an office visit. That's not reasonable. So we'll pay you $500. All right. So they're going to write off $1,000 because they're going to adjust that off because it's not reasonable. We're going to pay $500 because this is our negotiated amount of that fee. But you have a $500 deductible that you, as a patient, has to pay up front. So their payment to their doctor's office will be zero. And then you will get a bill, if you didn't pay it up front, for $500. Now, the next time you go to that doctor's office, you don't have to pay that $500. They're going to pay 80%, but you got to pay 20%. So the next bill, $4,000 that the insurance company get, the insurance company is going to pay 80%, and still the insurance company is saying $1,000 not paying $1,000. We're going to pay you $500. You the patient have already met your $500 deductible, right? So they're going to say, no, we're going to pay 80% of this $500, and the patient is responsible for 20%. So every time you go to the doctor after that, you're going to be paying 80%. I mean, you're going to be paying 20%. The insurance company's going to be paying 80. You're going to be paying 20 until you meet your out of pocket. I believe my out of pocket is $3,000 off the top of my head. I'm just naming. So I'm going to keep paying 20%, 20%. Every doctor I go to, every service I have, lab work, radiology, surgery, whatever, I'm going to be paying 20%, 20%. And then once I pay $3,000 out of my pocket, then the insurance company is going to cover me 100%. So that's how that works. So I need you to know, because a lot of people get on the groups and go like, our insurance sucks, and they cost about $10,000 for an x-ray. I mean, that's just where you went, and not the insurance company. So look at the plan, pay attention to the plan, read it, and decide what's good for you. If you're someone that has all kind of medical issues and you go to the doctor every month for whatever the reason is, and you don't have a lot of money, you might not want to get the high deductible plan up front, because you're going to be, I believe that deductible for that one of those high deductible plans is $5,000. It might be more. So what that means is every time you go to the doctor, a hospital, clinic, pick up a prescription, whatever, you're going to be paying for that visit until you pay $5,000 out of pocket going towards your deductible only. And so if you got it, hey, go for it. But if you're someone that doesn't go to the doctor, like, hopefully after this year and I have everything complete, then next year, 2022, I can go back to the HSA account, because I only would need to go to the doctor just for my eye exam and my physical, and that's it, unless God forbid something else happened, but that would be it. But that's how that works. If you have any other questions regarding insurance, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. If I don't have the answer, don't know the answer, then I can try to get it for you. But that's all for now. I am so excited about everybody coming to class and training. Hopefully our base grows, because I'm ready to move up. I'm ready for my seniority to move up so I can get a line again, because I have no line, and this reserve sucks. I'm like in Duluth. Where am I at? Minnesota? I think that's Duluth, Minnesota. And I'm looking out my window right now, and all I see is snow, and I see hills and like mountains with houses up in the mountains and on the snow, all the snow on the ground. I'm like, ooh, I need to get back to Texas. But then I hear today it's snowing in Texas, so maybe I'm better off where I'm at. But anyway, it was good catching up, and I'm so excited for everyone. Congratulations to everyone who just graduated. Congratulations. Can't wait to see you guys on the line. Congratulations for those who are going to training. It is going to be nice. You're going to have an awesome time. You're going to do so well. I'm so happy and so proud of you guys. And I will keep you all updated if any new changes. Oh, and especially when we start hiring again, when they finally start recruiting and having recruitment events. And if I find out, as soon as I know, I'm going to let you guys know so you can start paying. So you can start applying. So anyway, y'all take care. Bye.